Hey there, boils and ghouls. It's your friend Tara and Tats. I'm back with a new video. Before I get started on the uh, 4K review that I'm going to do today, I just want to take a quick second to offer everybody a sincere apology because um, I really had planned. I was going to try to do three 4K reviews this week, and just things didn't really work out the way that I wanted to. I'm going to do the one here, but uh, yeah. I'm gonna level with you folks. I mean, like for one thing, I really wanted to do the 4K review for Dead Silence. Um, that Scream Factory was, putting that out. It's out today and everything else. And there was a part of me that really, really wanted to do a 4K review on that. And I even had it pre-ordered and all this kind of stuff. But I just couldn't bring myself to buy it. I just knew that like if I got it, I wasn't going to be happy with it. It's like I want to have 4Ks that I'm going to be happy with, and Dead Silence. If they had put, you know, it, it's like the 4K would have just been. I have no doubt that Dead Silence will probably look astonishing on 4K. You give James Wan's visual style, the dark and the dark gothic elements. I think it would have looked phenomenal on 4K, but I just couldn't bring myself to buy it because if I had bought it, I never watch it, never watched the 4K. Um, I know there are a couple of new interviews on the Blu-ray with James Wan and Lee Wanell, and I am interested in seeing that. And I don't know, I may still pick it up somewhere down the road just to have the Blu-ray, but it's like I just couldn't bring myself to buy the 4K because I felt like if I bought the 4K would be absolutely pointless. I just, you know, and I'm sorry, I mean, I know some of you probably really would have liked to have seen a review on that. I just couldn't bring myself to buy it. I just felt like I wouldn't have been happy with it. I felt like I would have just wasted the money just for the theatrical cut on 4K. If they had both, both cuts on 4K, you know, um, I mean, like one of the biggest things was like the from the theatrical to the unrated is in the theatrical cut or in the unrated cut. Whenever the character of Mary Shaw would steal someone's tongue, she would open her mouth and this big kind of like monstrosity of tongues that all the people that she had taken their tongues would come out of her mouth. It's like in the theatrical cut that's gone and there's some other things missing and stuff. And I just after weighing it all up, I just honestly I felt like if I had bought that, I just would have been so unhappy with it, and I would have just wasted money on it. And and honestly, I just decided to take the time to. Another thing I was going to try to do was maybe do a 4K review for Rawhead Rex, which Kino Lorber put out today. And that's, a movie kind of like, when it comes to Clive Barker movies, kind of like, um, you know, I do have a soft spot for Rawhead Rex because that was the first movie that I saw that introduced me to Clive Barker, and after watching that, I then would go and like read his books, and of course, Hellraiser was huge, and I think I don't think I'm alone in saying, like how the hell is it we get a 4K for Rawhead Rex and 4K, which has been around since 2016, and we don't have Hellraiser on 4K yet? How's that possible? But we can get Rawhead Rex anyway. Enough babbling. So I did pick up, and I just decided, I'm going to go ahead and take the money and get some other stuff, pick up some things that I don't already have. And, instead of just buying movies that I already have over again, I just decided to, this one I do already have, but, this one I felt comfortable with because even though the movie I'm talking about is The Exorcist III Legion, this one got the 4K treatment from Screen Factory. And this one here, this is a rare, rare, rare case where I actually prefer the theatrical cut to the director's cut. And it's on here, and the it's just the theatrical cut on the 4K. But like I said, this is one of the very few times where I actually prefer the the theatrical cut to the director's cut, which is just called Legion. But yeah, it's definitely an upgrade from this here. If anybody had this, um, I would say visual wise, it's definitely an improvement. I know a lot of people weren't really happy with the picture quality of this collector's edition Blu-ray, but personally, I think that this looks really, really nice visually. They did a good job with the transfer. Um, it's there's probably a couple of scenes here. It's kind of like, nah, they could have, they could have smoothed a little bit of it out. There's some parts. I mean, I understand, it's an older film. There's film grain in it and stuff like that. But there are a couple of things kind of like, you could have kind of, made that look a little bit better. A little bit easier to see. It's up because there's a lot of dark scenes in this movie and stuff. But overall, visually, the movie looks great. You do have a Dolby Vision and you do have HDR. It does have high dynamic range on it. Audio wise, I'm not particularly thrilled with it. It's just the DTS Master Audio 5.1. And I find it interesting. It's like when they do those mixes on some of these 4Ks, like they could be hit or miss. Sometimes you can get a release and it's like wow, it's like it sounds good. If you have a good surround sound and everything else, it looks amazing. And even if you don't, you're just using the speakers on your television. Sometimes even then, it's like wow, that's cool. Actually, just the speaker on the TV is all I need. But then you'll get some editions where it's kind of like yeah, it's like I can barely hear it. I have to keep turning it up, and that was kind of the thing with this. It's like I didn't have to keep cranking it up, but I did have to turn it up higher than usual. So I was like, yeah, I had to, you know, just be able to hear it. So visual wise, I think the 4K looks really nice. It's definitely an improvement over the old Blu-ray here, but just sound wise, I wasn't really blown away with it. I mean, you can still hear it, but it's like, yeah, there are points in the movie, and where, especially because there's a lot of scenes of just people talking. There's just a lot of dialogue-driven scenes in the movie, and so yeah, there are going to be times you're going to be like, kind of like, oh, I gotta kind of keep checking. Can't really hear what they're saying. I gotta turn it up. But overall, just I'm not upset that I bought this or anything. Like I said, I do feel it's an improvement, and um, that was the thing. If I had preferred, that's the thing. If I had just preferred the theatrical cut of Dead Silence, I would have snagged that sucker like you wouldn't believe. But just because I prefer the unrated cut more, it just didn't feel like it was worth it to me. And you guys have heard me, whine and complain about this all the time. It's just, that's something I just wish they could do. I mean, um, now that being said, okay, let's say at some point, like maybe a couple of years or whatever, Universal gets desperate. They decide they need, hey, we need some extra money. We'll put out some horror movies like on 4K, like around Halloween time or something like that. If Universal was to put Dead Silence out on 4K, because Universal, they'll do the 4K transfer for both versions. They'll do, you'll get the disc and it'll have both the unrated and the theatrical cut on there, and you know, granted it's not going to have the bonus features that Screen Factory would put on it, but still, it's like, if I could get both versions, I'd be like, you know what? Okay, I could definitely see paying the money for that. But anyway, so here we go, the infamous poster, and I am happy that we got this, and I am looking forward. I mean, that's big buzz going around this year that the Exorcist, the original Exorcist, it's going to get a 50th anniversary 4K release this year, and I am looking forward to that. Kind of, because at the same time, I'm like, what version of that movie are we going to get? Because there are two versions of the original The Exorcist. You have the theatrical cut, and you have the version that you've never seen. And I'm just kind of wondering, man, it's like, I mean, if they could just do it, do it as like a two-disc. See, that's the thing. It's like I have the original Exorcist, I have the Digibook, and it's got the two Blu-rays, and one Blu-ray has the theatrical cut, the other one has the version you've never seen. If they could do something like that with the 4K for the Exorcist and have the bonus features and stuff, I'll be happy. I would be so happy, and that's all I would, give me that, and import the bonus features, and there you go. I'm good. I'm satisfied. That's all I need. I'm just dreading that it's like, when we get it, it's like, oh, okay, it's like, yeah, Exorcist's coming, but it's just going to be the theatrical cut, and it's like, it's like right now, it's like, I do have the four movie set of this Christopher Reeve Superman movies. I have those pre-ordered on 4K. And it's like, it's driving me up the wall that it's like, okay, for Superman 2, we can have both the theatrical and the Richard Donner cut, but for Superman 1, it's just the theatrical cut. And it's like, okay, so I'm still going to have to keep my Blu-rays because they have for Superman 1 at least, I'm still going to have to keep the Blu-rays because they have, I have the theatrical cut, I have the extended cut, and then I have the 3-hour TV cut, so I'm still going to have to hold on to that. So it's just, I don't know. But I really am hoping that, Warner Brothers will put the work into, when we get the Exorcist 4K, just please put in the work. That's all I'm asking. I'll pay for it. It's not like I don't have the money. It's just, just give me what I want and I'll pay for it. But, yeah, it's like, that'll be the thing though too, it's like Scream Factory, if you think about it, Scream Factory could kind of capitalize on, because they put this out, Scream Factory could capitalize on Exorcist this year because I think in October, I believe, we're supposed to be getting the first part of David Gordon Green's trilogy that he's doing. So, yeah, I mean, they could totally capitalize on that. Go ahead, because they did the Blu-ray for Exorcist 2, put that out on 4K. I do admit, though, it's like if they did put that out, I would probably be like, to friends or family, it's like, hey, come around Christmas or my birthday, or could you pick it up for me? Just simply because I just don't want to pay for it myself. Exorcist 2 is a terrible movie. I'm sorry. I don't mean to insult fans of Exorcist 2. I'm just saying it's a horrible movie. And then, but also too, they could capitalize. They could turn around and they could get the rights to it. Put out 4Ks of Exorcist Dominion and Exorcist the Beginning. So this could be the year of the Exorcist if they really wanted to, and it would all work out, and it would all, they could capitalize on that, and it would all coincide with the release of David Gordon Green's first part of his Exorcist trilogy. But okay, so anyway, yeah, all right. So here we go on the disc 1. It's just the 4K of the the theatrical cut. New scan, the 4K camera negative. Disc 2, we have Exorcist III theatrical cut, the new 4K scan. Unfortunately, no new bonus features. The only thing new as far as a bonus feature goes is just the 4K scan. And let's see here, vintage featurette, deleted scenes, alternate takes and bloopers, deleted prologue, vintage interviews with cast and crew, photo galleries, theatrical trailer, and TV spots. Disc 3, Legion Director's Cut, Blu-ray. Let's see, audio interview with writer-director William Peter Blatty. Death Be Not Proud. 5-part documentary on the making of The Exorcist III featuring interviews with actor Brad Dourif, producer Carter DeHaven, production designer Leslie Dilley, composer Barry Voisin. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that name, and more. So, but I mean, it's pretty much, it's just, just importing the same bonus features, but, Okay, so we'll take that. There's the back there. You got the spine. Here we go. Sadly, I'm sorry to break this to you guys, but yeah, no reversible cover art, so just that's all there is to it. But now we'll get the discs. And here's the 4K disc. One thing that's kind of nice is, it is, not like a lot of gas or anything inside the case, so it's like, it's not too bad. A couple little smudges, but I mean nothing to get worked up over. But so there's the 4K, and then for the 2 Blu-rays, you see kind of different, I guess. Come on, turn around. Sorry, folks. Just give me 1 second. So try to get this so you can see it. There we go. Okay. So disc 2, disc 3. Okay. Now this one here, with Jason Miller Possessed. The Brad Dourif disc art is new, but the Jason Miller is different because, as you can see, like here in the old one here, you see right there, Jason Miller. But there you got George C. Scott. But overall, I am actually happy about this. I'm happy to pick this up, and I would say, yeah, if you're a fan of it, and it would be nice to have this, and if we got the original Exorcist coming, I would say, yeah, it's nice to have both of them. And uh, I'm not upset that I bought this. But just like I said, if I had bought Dead Silence, and probably even like Rawhead Rex, I still want to get that on 4K. I still want to upgrade that. I would just kind of rather wait on that one. It's just not something I feel like I need at this very minute. But I do want to get it, but I'll probably just wait till the price comes down a little bit. And like I said, I'm going to do a separate video, and I hope you guys will check it out. But do a separate video, just kind of showing the different stuff. And I was just like, it happens sometimes. I think every collector can, identify with that. It's like you hit times like, it's like, okay, well, I know this is coming out on this new format. I need to buy this, that, and the other thing. But then after a while, you're just kind of like, God, I'm so tired of just buying the same things over again. I want to, like I need some new blood in my collection. I need something different. I need something, like I want to get some stuff that I've been putting off, and get some stuff that I haven't gotten before and everything. It's like I want to do that, you know, and that's what I did. And I hope you all forgive me for it, but understand there will be more 4K reviews coming and everything. I promise. And there's some stuff coming up that I do want to look at and stuff I do want to get, but yeah. So, but anyway, Exorcist 3 on 4K. I'm not upset that I bought it. The picture quality wise, it looks really nice. Definitely. Yeah, if you're worried about like they tried to really polish it up and everything else, no, they didn't. You're definitely going to see film grain, but you do get some nice detail out of it. Especially, one thing I noticed is like in the hospital scenes, like some things will, like some certain colors will really pop out. You know, like I noticed a couple of times, like the white of George C. Scott's shirt, would really like stick out. You know, but all my neighbors are home. But anyway, but yeah, I'm happy with it. But just like I said, just I'm not really thrilled with the sound. But that's it. So yeah. So if anybody took the time to watch this, I thank you for doing it, and I do appreciate you for doing it. I also hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, would you please leave it a like? If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I got some other stuff coming. There's going to be more 4K reviews, and I'm going to do a here in a little while. I want to post a kind of a haul video. I hope you'll come back and check that out. I got some good stuff. I think some fun things you might like to see. But so that's it. So take care of my boils and ghouls, and have a good night. I'll see you later.